Howdy, howdy, howdy. Hope everybody's had a good day so far, a good week. We're getting a few people popping in.
That's good.
Yeah, Lloyd is still in a color check, and he's giving it back to him.
Okay.
Curtis has popped in. Hey, Mark. Got the usual, Jerry, John, Greg, Nathan. Yeah, Jerry's saying it's dry here. Yeah, I don't think he'll go that far inland. Yeah, what do you say, Sam?
I don't know.
Okay.
Only.
Bob, you doing okay?
Oh, yeah. I lucked out. I had a day off today. They canceled my day at work, so didn't get much done, but hey, I am here.
Yeah. That's what counts.
Yeah. That's the problem. The company I work for is seasonal, so every day is a mystery.
Yeah.
Yeah. School started like not even a month ago, so I'm still not used to getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So, rough.
Yeah.
School's a mystery too.
Yeah, we got Ron from Australia. How you doing, Ron? Yeah, Andy said canceled. I'll take one of those. But my boss is a punk. Need to talk to the boss's wife, Andy.
All right.
Here comes Mr. Lloyd.
Oh, I went in the wrong room. Oh.
Well, be that way. Martin. So, anybody doing anything interesting?
Besides working on my little town?
Yeah. By the way, Lloyd, Andy said you're stuck now. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't find the get out button.
Yeah, there is not one. Hadn't you heard that song, Hotel California? Yeah.
Yeah.
I laid my first line of cork and tore it up and laid new cork span of since last time. I don't remember when I was here last. I did a little bit. Kind of see. I tore up my yard, so that's all torn to bits. And then I have my main line kind of started. I have the curve laid way down here, and I have all my stuff going around the electrical box. So that's it for me right now.
Yeah. Ralph wants to know, Sam, how did that video work out he sent you?
Actually,
Hey, start to finish.
I actually bought the Smart Booster from that video, and saved me a lot of money, a lot of time, and a lot of effort with that video. So I thank you for that because it helped me out a lot and it's perfect for what I need. So thank you.
Ralph said excellent. He'll send you a bill at the end of the month.
It's a monthly bill of $999,999.
Yeah. What'd you say, Dan?
Hey.
I saw you come in. You weren't very stealthy. And your audio's a little low.
It is. Better?
Yeah, a little bit. Sam said you're welcome. That's what we're here for, Sam.
Well, I appreciate it. So it's good. I also I don't know where it went, but I hope I listened, or maybe I didn't, but I bought wiring. I think I got the right stuff. I bought 22 gauge for my feeders and 14 for my bus line. Is that right?
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay, just making sure.
I think the 14's overkill, but
Yeah, that's what Andy said. Andy said do 14. I was like, all right. So
yeah. I mean, you're not going to have any electrical issues. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, you'll definitely have good signal all the way around.
that's what I'm looking for.
What you say, Eric? What'd you say you got for the feeders?
22.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, 22 is solid wire, right?
I bought stranded.
Oh, well. You'll have a little bit of a problem soldering that, but that's okay.
Like
Just make sure
I see what you mean.
when you go connect it to the track, make sure you got it twisted good and tight.
Okay. Oh.
And tin
Yeah. Yeah. I see what you mean.
And tin it before you put it to the track. That'll help you out too.
I should have thought about what stranded meant before I went out and bought some, but I didn't. I read somewhere or heard somewhere that stranded was a thing. So
well,
I did.
You know, electricity is all theory, and everybody's got their opinions on it, but you get a little better conductivity through stranded than you do solid wire. But for feeders, solid wire works better. It's easier for hooking up to soldering to the track, and you only use short lengths. You know, whatever you need to go from the track over to your bus or whatever. Now on the bus, yes, you want to use stranded wire. Don't use solid there. The rule of thumb is, Sam, if the wire is going to be moved or bent around, you want to use stranded. Because solid wire doesn't like to be bent a lot. It'll break because it's just one strand.
Yeah, my layout is somewhat modular and temporary, so I have to be able to take it all apart.
Yeah.
Move it. So I bought stranded for both.
Yeah. Well, your bus line, you're going to put plugs on it then if it's going to be modular. And the best recommendation there is get yourself what they call a polarity plug, one that only plugs in one way. That way you won't be plugging your bus up the wrong way and getting shorts. and then have to go figure it out.
Then I bought 2 different colors. One for okay. I bought like 2 colors. There.
Yeah.
So I have one for left and one for right. So it's not the same color, and then I crisscross it, and everything blows up. So
Yeah. Well, that's the one you want to put polarity plugs on, but the norm is your track work. Most people will call it north and south rails, because rail furthest from you is called the north, and the one closest to you is called the south. So you know, you can pick whichever color, one color for the south rail, and keep the other color for the north rail.
Yeah, I just kind of used inside loop and outside loop.
Yeah.
As well. Whatever's on the inside of any kind of loop closest to you, I used that as the red color, and the outside one was, or the black.
Yeah.
So I used red as my common. You know, you can use white and black if you want, or whatever color scheme you want to use. Just consistent.
And someone recommended to me, and I never would have thought of this, like a box car. If it's like you like paint one side, or just mark one side black and mark one side red, or paint it if you want to like do that. But that's like, I read that was an easy way to like know where you kind of put it. If you start, then you want to make sure that.
Yeah, that is if you have a very complicated layout that you have trouble finding out whether or not you got a reverse loop in there somewhere. You know, that's where you need to kind of visually see it. That makes it easy.
Right.
Another
You just
thing
got
is,
a big circle and stuff. Yeah.
take a box car, put a piece of masking tape on it, write S on the masking tape for the south rail. When you put it on your straight track, make sure that's on the south rail side, and then just run the car around. If it goes around the curve, comes back to the main line, and you don't see that tape, then you know you got a reverse loop.
Yeah, I think I do. I have to look at it more in depth, but there's a lot of stuff going on in the large size layout. I was packed back, and that was kind of the goal. So there's a lot of stuff going on. So wiring is going to be very interesting. Entertaining video.
Yeah, Andy said that he just simply calls his track Alice and Bob.
Alice and Bob.
Yeah. I guess I could turn my camera on. I didn't notice I had okay. Now you see how busy you get trying to run these shows.
Yeah. So what everybody do in the past 2 weeks? I've been on for a while.
About the usual.
Any drama?
No, no dramas. Still, once it gets a little cooler, it'll start picking up more in the chat room.
Yeah, I had an interesting time out there at the Miss America contest, not a pageant anymore, contest.
Yeah, what's that?
I did a lot of walking. Waiting for my niece to get done watching and doing makeup and all that. Yeah, 117,930 steps is how many steps I took while I was gone.
Huh.
9 straight days over 10,000 steps a day.
I don't
Yeah.
think I walked that much in a year.
You'd be surprised how much you could walk in a year.
Well, Andy's wanting to know, Bob, did you win?
Yes, I did win. Oh. Who's the happy Bob? Oh, that'd be me. No, but the Miss Minnesota did make it to the top 15, so that was good. That's who we were doing makeup for.
Yeah.
So, not me personally, but my niece. And boy, do you learn a lot in a week about pageants. All behind the scenes stuff going on. Yeah. Interesting. Like most of the girls there didn't want to be Miss America. They were more than happy being their state representative than jumping into this drama hornet's nest.
Yeah.
This year, so even to the point where they were screwing up their talent and their questions and stuff during prelims, so they would get voted in the top 15. Yeah, that's awesome.
Huh.
You know, when you're being interviewed, you interview practice so often that you learn how to speak without making awkward pauses and ums and ahs where you're trying to think of an answer to say or something.
Yeah.
And these girls were just, just waiting 2 or 3 seconds before they talk, and they only got 20 seconds to answer this question. And then they'd just and then they'd say some stuff and then just go in a circle, just avoid the whole answer and stuff. And it was just. She said it was just kind of painful to watch.
Yeah.
She was like, "What? How did these girls win their state? This is amazing." And their talent would be singing or something, and they'd sing out of key, on purpose. Or trip when they're doing a little dance or something like that, and they kind of trip a little bit, just a wobble or bobble or something. Something that just looked obviously that they're not that talented in some way, and it worked for most of them. Yeah, but no, they let 2 girls who couldn't sing a note into the top 5. Like, what the heck are you guys thinking?
Yeah.
It was a
We
political
won't
game.
get
All
into
of a sudden
that.
stuff going. What you could this one girl who's a Miss Montana for the USA competition. She's sitting there going. This girl sang a Fantasia song in front of Randy Jackson and just destroyed the song in front of the guy who voted her into the American Idol. It was like, she couldn't sing that song. Why'd she try it? Well, because she didn't really want to win, I think. And so. I couldn't believe it. I'm hearing this, like, she's screeching. What? It's out of tune a little bit, and she's straining her voice. Like, I don't know how she made it to this round.
Yeah.
Something happened there.
I think it's like an audition, like for the musicals at my school. I try hard, but I don't try hard enough. Because that's a lot of really late hours. And I wouldn't be so.
Mm-hmm.
I think that might be part of it, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big stage, it's pressure, but the thing is, they're used to it by now. It's one of those things where you don't get to that level and screw it up. Every one of them should have at least some capability to run that, but they're really looking for a national kind of face and attitude and platform or whatever to make everybody happy out there. But but Miss New York, she can sing awesomely. When you're singing opera, you don't want to screw up opera. Even if you don't want to win, you don't screw it up, because obviously you know how to sing it and you know how to sing it correct. Because your teacher would probably hang you up somewhere as an example of stupidity if you screwed it up on national television. I mean, you just don't do that. You don't fail. The other girls, they're we can sing, but we really don't have to look good and sing good on this. Yeah. That was my point of view. I was like, yeah, she was going to win just because she could sing. She won it all on talent, pretty much. So, but yeah, an interesting back story behind the scenes. Oh, you remember Miss Michigan? I don't know if you guys watched it, but they all come out. Every girl comes out and they announce who they are, and they say something classy like, I go to the University of so-and-so and I'm studying to be this, or I've got a master's in that. She comes out and she goes, I'm Miss Michigan, and I am from a state that's surrounded by the largest freshwater bodies of water in the world, and nobody in the state of Michigan has fresh water to drink. And walks off stage. We're all sitting there, because I'm watching this in the hotel room because I didn't go to the show. My niece on Friday, she tells me, she goes, all week long, this girl, they've been doing like practices and stuff, and they'd come out and they'd practice what they'd say, because every day in the prelims they'd come out and kind of do similar things and say this stuff, and she would have a politically correct statement all 3 days. Well, in the makeup chair on that Friday, she was telling the other girls, she goes, yeah, I'm changing my statement for the live show to be about fresh water and you can't drink it. So I knew 2 or 3 days in advance that she was going to say this, and I was just waiting for, okay, was she really going to do it, or was she just trying to mess with everybody? No, she comes around and says it. I'm like, oh my gosh. Well, yeah, she did what she was going to say she was going to do. Yeah, and she hated the swimsuit contest being gone. She's like, I worked all this time on this body to look good and everything else, and I can't even show it off for about 25 seconds. Nope.
Yeah.
Can't walk out. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, the show was really kind of messed up with the evening gown. You're supposed to come out there and walk the red carpet like a model, right? They didn't let them do that. You just go out there and just walk by and stuff. There was no posing, nothing to look like a spokesperson. I mean, that's what they're voting on, a spokesperson for this whole pageant. This is the top. But no, we really don't want. We just want you to do whatever you want and wear whatever you want, because this is the new contest. It's like, okay, let's all be fat pigs next year. Let's all wear burqas when we all go out there, so no one knows who I am. Just say, yep, I'm going to college. Give me money. I'll be Miss America. That's kind of what they're wanting. In a lot of the contestants' eyes and everybody else. So it's a big mess. Big mess.
Yeah, Cloverdale just jumped in the chat here. How you doing, Cloverdale?
I think he's in the bathroom. Or something, I don't know. But that was my week,
Yeah.
And absolutely no trains. There's not one train in New Jersey, in Atlantic City, running. Why? They're installing PTC. So the whole thing is shut down. There's one track going. Well, actually, there's two tracks going out of Atlantic City and in and out of Atlantic City. But the one from Pittsburgh to Atlantic City, yeah, that line is shut completely down. There's no rail traffic at all going in there, and it's shut down till December 31st for PTC testing and installation. So I'm sitting going, okay, I got my camera, got all sorts of stuff. I was going to record some trains. There's no trains at the train station downtown. There's nothing running. Like, man, this sucks. The only train I saw was a replica steam engine at the Harley Davidson store near my hotel. And I said, screw it, I don't even want to take a picture of that. It was like I think it was like a 242 or something, you know. It was just some stupid, steam engine. Like, I don't even think that ran. But yeah, it had big Harley Davidson logos on it and stuff. The Harley Davidson store next door to it. So yeah, Atlantic City sucks. Yes, I say it sucks. Crack houses right after the boardwalk. You go behind the hotels, about like 2 streets back, and it's garbage. You know, it's just a trashy looking town. I hope the Florence goes, I want to go north and just take out Atlantic City.
That's not very nice.
That's my rant. That's my rant. It rained so hard Sunday night during the TV show that the road I normally took to go drop her off and stuff was flooded over. They were evacuating people out of hotels and everything because the rainwater was flooding the road, and the high tide was filling in the lowland areas there. Like, oh man, I gotta find out how to get down to the toll road just to get over to downtown so I could pick her up and get her back to the hotel, because we're leaving in the morning. I'm not leaving her stranded there in the middle of Atlantic City in an evening dress. Nope. Not doing that.
Yeah, there's been so much rain here. Like, it's been raining. Well, it's gone now. But, like, last week, it rained every single day.
Mm-hmm.
So my car looked like it went through a dust storm.
Yeah.
So, that.
Well, like Ralph said, need to get back talking
Let's talk
trains.
trains, yeah. Yeah.
I noticed in it when I was coming in tonight, pulling up. Let's see, where is it and who is it again? Where'd he go? Oh, Hillbilly Railroad said he's getting a new PC cam. Hopefully he'll get that soon and get it up and running. Oh, here he is. Bill Rogers posted they finally got around trying the vinegar plus steel wool stain. Posted up a picture of 2 test strips. This is after a 12-day brew. Alright, Bill, if you're watching or watch this video later, let that thing go. Let it go ahead and dissolve all the steel wool. And look at that too. Ron Perry and a few others, after it's dissolved to steel wool, you get a residue in the bottom, have found that they get good results using that also for weathering, you know, on their buildings and stuff. Works out. So let it brew all the way, get rid of let it eat that steel wool up, and give that a shot, see what you think about it. I think you'll find the effects to be pretty interesting.
Ooh.
Are you having internet problems, Josh?
Yes, I am. I'm having computer problems tonight with appearance. It's been the first time I've been on all night or a couple months.
I know. I've noticed you keep popping in and out and going in the other room too. So that's the reason why I was asking.
I was also seeing if anybody was talking over there because this wasn't interested in the conversation over here.
Quick question for you guys. Do any of you have one of these? And if so, do they work?
I've got the wood one that fits in between the rail. I bought from Fast Tracks. I've got several different radiuses. Yes, they do work.
All right.
And they are a big help.
Yeah, because I just traced the edge where the center of my car was going to be and laid it down.
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier than trying to do math.
Where do you live? I forget where you live, Sam.
Quad Cities, Iowa, Midwest.
Oh, okay.
How far are you away from how long would it take you to get to Chicago? I don't know.
3 hours.
Where you live?
Maybe like 4 hours. Debatable.
That sounds about right.
Steam in the Valley, or not Steam in the Valley, Juliet Rocket this coming week.
I think I've actually been there before. I know that was where was I? I went to a place in I don't know where it was now.
Illinois Railway Museum?
I think I've been there. I know I've been to Museum of Science and Industry before. They have a huge layout there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got. Go ahead, Josh.
You guys had something really special this year in Iowa. That Chinese Iowa Interstate steam engine. It might be the last time they'll run it those this year.
Oh, I love those. I found models of them, and I want them so bad because they're so gorgeous. And I grew up like with those in my area. Well, not like back when they do like excursions, like in 2011, when I think it was 2011, last time they came here. I saw them. It was 6988 and 7081 were double heading, and they were on top of the Arsenal Bridge, and they were going across the Arsenal Bridge, and we were like chasing them across the Arsenal Bridge. One of the coolest things I've ever done.
I got a question up here for everybody. Northwest Rail fan, have any of you built the Walters HODQ kit? Just got one for my layout rebuild. And Cloverdale, going back to the track spacers, he said track spacers from Poses works well too. And then Martin said that he did the grill and chill, which I think is probably pretty close to the same as the Walters DQ kit.
Aren't there two different styles anyway? You got the old style and the grill and chill. I think they make both types.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
I have that.
I knew he was wearing a Def Leppard shirt.
Hey.
I see just the top of it. That's Def Leppard shirt. Pyromania, I think.
You talking about Jason?
I know. Squirrel. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went over the summer. It was okay. I'll be right back. I think I have the building next.
Well, we'll be right here.
Mhm. So while we have dead air, I got a question about making large pieces of scenery out of quilting batting. Has anybody done that? Like making like hills and stuff like that.
Oh, gee, I
What
hear
do you
the
use on
dogs
top of it?
barking. I gotta go see about them.
I think we might have done that for the Christmas layout. For me, though, I don't know. Christmas layout I set up every year.
Andy said he has. He's messed with that. I never have, so I can't answer you on that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've heard of this thing, but I wasn't sure what people put on it. If they use kind of a plaster, or they put some other stuff on it. So I assume kind of like light plaster.
Talking about this,
Yeah.
that's the grill and shell. And also there's the vintage one, the
Yeah.
old style, and they're both through Walthers.
Well, we'll have to wait and see what Northwest says. What you got there, Sam?
I was going to say I had it.
You broke it.
I literally picked it up and it just fell apart. So I don't know what happened to it. But it just
Well, there's this stuff called glue.
that will definitely come in handy.
Yeah, it might.
Hey Sam, just put it up real quick.
Yeah, just show it.
No, that's not the Dairy Queen one.
Well,
I think it's a regular drive-in kind of.
Yeah.
Place.
Drive and dine.
Yeah, the Northwest said, yep, that's it. One, I guess Jason was showing.
Yeah, there's both like a 50s and 60s one, and then also the modern one they did.
Yeah. Well, hurry up and build it so you can tell Northwest about it.
There is YouTube videos about that kit. All you gotta do is just put Dairy Queen Grill and Chill, and you can probably get a whole bunch of stuff about it.
So, kind of
Does it come in N scale? Yeah.
Does it?
I think so. It might.
Yeah, I think it might. It's all you have to do is just look on Walthers and probably find it.
Yeah. I always gotta say that. Does it come in N scale?
Ron's changed the thing. Said good evening, everyone. How you doing, Ron?
Hey, Ron.
Oh, and the comment about hurry up and build it. I'm not going to build it yet. I still got a station I'm trying to get back with the work on.
All right,
Turkey
Mike,
racing equipment.
Yeah, Mike Perry's put something up here.
Something about turkey racing equipment. Like, what the heck is that?
Yeah, I know. I'm reading that, trying to figure out what it was. That's got to do with anything.
I've never heard of turkey racing, but oh well.
Yeah.
Or he might be talking about my shirt. Oh my goodness. It's the Hooters NASCAR shirt for this year.
Oh.
That sounds foul.
Oh, I thought that joke would come up.
Yeah.
Bob, I got the answer for you. Yes, it does come in scale.
Oh, good. Now I don't have to Google it. I'll just Dan it.
I'll just Dan
Uh,
Oh, I'm looking at last month's Walther's catalog flyer that they put out, and it's in it.
Which one, the grill and chill, or is it the
Grill and chill.
vintage one?
Grill and chill.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do any of you guys know how to like wire up Walter's turntable? Like from experience.
Wire up what?
Read the instructions.
Turntable. I read the instructions.
Oh, turntable. Oh, turntable, huh? Oh
Yeah.
Yeah, read the instructions.
Watch my what is it? 10-part series on that?
10 videos?
Well, I also put together a roundhouse and, everything else.
Yeah.
Here's the real question. Is it the built up or is this the one you have to build?
This is the built up one.
Okay. So yeah, watch his videos. It's just like it's just like the N-scale. It'll go together the same way.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got an older one, so it doesn't have the same control panel and stuff, but it works basically the same way.
Well, I want to be able to like control it using my throttle. Is that like possible, or
if it's DCC, you can use your throttle to control it. Yeah, you should be able to. Yeah.
So would I have to like wire it into my bus line?
Yeah. You basically should have your turntable on a separate like block or something that's wired differently. So you just have like this one little area of your power coming in is so you can switch it on and off, or it's on a circuit of its own, like a little circuit breaker or district, depending on how you have it set up. So that way you can isolate it and turn off all those tracks, especially if you have sound engines sitting on your tracks. You can, you can get a switch like I did. I got a switch and I could turn the power on to each track that I wanted to actually pull an engine out onto the turntable. So I just use everything in switch. That way nothing was powered up. One of the positions on the switch was off, so I could keep everything off. But that was how I chose to do it, and it was quick and easy. And of course, I have 18 bays, so I had two 12-position switches, rotary switches. Just wired it up.
To answer your question, Bob, about the quit matting, Andy said no plaster, just paint.
Just paint it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm trying to make sure it's not too flimsy, it's gonna look so you can stick trees in it and stuff like that. So I guess.
Well, you might want to back it with some styrofoam, maybe. Give something for the trees to sit in.
Okay.
I was going to say, do what Rob Bennett did and just use that fake fur, that fake bear fur.
Well, I'm doing N-scale. I don't want a whole, huge field of fake trees or something, that looks like furry trees or something. But
grass as tall as a 2-story building.
Yeah. So I'm trying to get that really thin batting, but that has some little height to it, so at least looks like it's a grassy knoll or something, maybe, or in some way ground cover. And because I got all that stuff on the ceiling, I want to kind of cover it up at some point, and that's a quick kind of fix.
Yeah.
Just put it in there and cover, build something up there to cover up the wires that are along the wall and stuff.
Jerry put in here, to heavier than normal and dab the paintbrush. So load the paintbrush with more paint than normal, I guess. And then just dab it onto the fur rather than trying to brush it. That way you're not laying the fur down.
Laying it down, yeah. So Mod Podge is a fabric stiffener. Ground goop sounds too difficult to put together.
Nah, ground goop's easy to work with.
Yeah.
Oh, Bob, do you use, like, for your yards, do you use, like, your, like, cork sheets? Like,
yeah, I used cork sheets to lay in between the tracks. So I laid the tracks right on the foam, and then I put the sheets up against there to mash up against the ties. And then at some point I was going to just kind of put the ballast over that and kind of cover up the ties just a little bit, and just I painted the cork a little bit as well, so you can put anything on top of the cork. But I was trying to get sort of a level kind of ground, like a normal yard would kind of look. So it just the track just barely sticking above the dirt.
so how long are your cork sheets? Like, how big are they?
Oh, I bought like 3-foot long cork sheets they're about 6 inches, 6 or 8 inches wide.
Okay.
I can't remember exactly. I think I used them all. I got to measure.
Bob is now on the mission.
Yeah, they're 6 inches wide by about 3 feet.
Okay. Because I plan to use them. I plan to use end scale for my yard because it's like prototypes that have like the smaller ground cover yard, and a lot of people commented on my video and saying, "Dude, that and it'll end up being better." So it's like, okay, so using end scale for my cork in my yard.
Yeah. You do the thinner, about as thin as cork as you can get. It was about 1/8 of an inch, I think. No, not 1/8, maybe 1/16 of an inch. And so, as long as because it's about the same height as the ties that they put up against. So as long as you got it kind of even with your ties, you can make it look like the ties are just barely buried underneath the dirt. You know, or not. You can just kind of keep your whole track a little bit above it, just thinking that it's slightly raised up. I've seen those as well in the Northtown yard up there in Minnesota, where you can still see the ties, but the ground around each track just kind of like wore off because all the trucks driving alongside of it, and just plain weathering. But I think they go through and they will go through and bury it every once in a while just to cover them up. Washes away.
Because like my dog eventually like goes directly, or I have a couple of tracks that go directly into the turntable, and then they have to be like on the ground for it to line up with the turntable. So I would use, what's it called, like Sculptamold, like work to kind of make like a smooth, like steady ramp to get it to just the ground, or that be too like strength.
Well, on the turntable, the turntable lays on the surface of whatever you cut a hole into, and your track should be laid right on top of that edge. So your ties will be the same height as the edge of that turntable. So when you lay it across there, you've got to have as flat as possible leading up to the turntable part anyway. So you got to have enough leeway. If you're building a ramp a little bit, it's going to bend, so it's going to pop up. You're going to have a kind of a bent track a little bit, so you got to plan it out a little bit. So you got to have a long run to get it up in there, so you don't make the track pop off of that edge. Yeah, because you got to glue it down, and you got to make sure it's pretty secure up on that edge at least. So depending, if you're raising it up too high, you just gotta try and keep it the same height.
Okay.
So if you, so don't put your track on cork coming into that. Otherwise, you got to raise your whole turntable up just to match that.
Yeah.
So that makes it even easier to mount, and you can't follow the directions to mount it at that point. So they say put it right there on the board, as flat as possible.
And mine said that it had to I had to drill into the turntable to get it to screw into the layout, and I was like, I'll just cut the hole and I'll just set it in there.
That's what I did. I mean, I used the template, I cut the hole, and there's notches all around the turntable, so you got to cut notches into your table a bit, because that's where the screws are supposed to go in there, but they're also there to align in the same spot so it doesn't shift around. You do have that one key notch that has to be in there, so you got to make a special one for that so it fits in there nice and snug. Don't make it loose, make it snug. And if you do make it loose, wrap the inside of your table with some tape or something like that to make it nice and snug, so it sits in there and doesn't move on its own. You don't really have to screw it down, especially if you've got too thin of a board or too thick of a board that you put it in, and the screws aren't long enough to actually attach to the turntable from underneath. There's just a lot of things I ran into. I'm like, ooh, I can't do that. So
I have foam and 1/2-inch hardboard for my bench work. So I literally, because the foam is soft enough to where if I set the turntable in there, it will indent where the screws are supposed to go in. So I just set it in there, so it's kind of poked holes, so I know where to set it in exactly.
So make it snug. As long as it's snug and doesn't slide side to side and stuff,
it's not going.
You'll be good. Yeah. Because once you put it in there, you got to make sure you put it in the right spot, because you got to know where your dead zone is on that table. So if you don't line up your dead zone to be in between tracks, between each bay, you're going to have one of those bays not even going to be out functional. So when you have an 18 bay track like I have, that 36 position turntable is going to have that dead zone somewhere in one of the tracks in the bays. So the trick is you find out where it is, and then you turn it so that the center of it is in between the bay, so that when it comes across, you still have connection on each one of those tracks. And so I was starting to put it in the wrong space. So I already cut my hole where I wanted it, and it was going to be in the wrong place. So I had to adjust my roundhouse to be shifted over a little bit so it would line up in the correct way, so I could actually use all 18 bays. So
yeah, I only have a 3 bay, and I might have a track on the side of the roundhouse, but my layout, I didn't realize until after I bought my turntable that it's supposed to be a 90-foot turntable and not a 130-foot turntable. So now I'm kind of compensating for that.
Yeah.
Trying to work around it. So.
Yeah, I don't know if they even make roundhouses for a 90-foot table. It's just kind of
Yeah.
weird because if you get the Walthers one, it's all the roundhouses are made for the 130-foot table, so you might as well use it because everything will line up easier that way.
Yeah, it's
It's
either
a whole art. Yeah.
it's either 90 or 110. I can't remember if it.
Yeah.
But I got the biggest one because I've always wanted one that I can put a big engine on.
Yeah. Well, if you get a big boy, you got to have 130. So.
Yeah, I have one that works about half the time. It works when it wants to.
Yeah.
Jerry's asking, I guess for you, Bob, what brand turntable did you install in scale?
It was the Walthers turntable. But it was the first iteration. I bought it secondhand. Well, actually, probably third hand because Troy bought it secondhand. But it's not DCC version, so it was before those all came out. But it still worked. Works great.
Yeah.
I don't mind. So
I think the only real difference is on DCC you can address the different tracks.
yeah,
Where on DC you just give it a number because you're using a rotary switch.
yeah. Well, DC you actually have to hit there and hold the button while it goes around to the track that you want to have it stop at, and then you let go and it lines up to where you had it marked at. But in the DCC one, you say I want track 13. Well, it just goes and turns to track 13.
Yeah.
Just automatically stops there. But that was about the only difference that I'd seen anything. So like, I want to go to here. Okay.
Yeah, mine I think it should be. I think I ordered the right one. Oh. That's the layout is. I hope it works. It should work. And this plugs into this, and then I thought of this. And it should work. So that's how my.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to your audio there, Sam, but it's kind of going in and out. You got in real low volume now.
Yeah. Sounds good, okay now, but when you were talking, all of a sudden you just get low volume, high volume, low volume. Could be your mic.
It might be. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds okay now.
All right.
I thought he was bouncing in and out of his mic too. Bouncing back and forth in the seat.
Yeah, because I can't stop moving.
It's all that caffeine.
Jerry, Bob is in scale.
Yep, I'm in scale.
I'm not even drinking caffeine. I'm still hyped.
It's sugar.
Now,
Isn't
now
there
the
sugar in it? Maybe it does. Hold on.
when Walthers first brought out the turntables, the one thing that they kept on running into is that it was losing its address, and you had to reset everything, and that was all the fun part. And then when they brought out the second version, they fixed it, and then the third version, you were able to add on to the turntable by having a second control to it.
Mm-hmm.
So if I had my my power cab, would I have to have the second blue control box thing?
No, you get one with the turntable, and that's all you need.
You run it.
It's just it's just for the people that are running with modules. They would utilize the second control box.
Okay. So I would basically, in simple terms, wire it to my bus line, but have it on a separate thing, and works.
Yeah.
Yep. You got to have a, well, I don't know about that one, if it runs off of your DCC power, or you got to have a DC power source for that one to run the actual table motor. Because that's what I have to do. I have to have a DC motor or supply.
Yeah, they have. I think they have all that. What you need to run it with, except for the system, of course.
Yeah. Since mine it wasn't DCC, I wasn't sure how they were wiring them up under the DCC side, just to power the spinning table.
But do you wire it as, like, if I watched your video on it, would I wire it the same and it would work?
Yeah, it should, but follow the directions on what they suggest to do for that one. We could look it up on the internet, I'm sure.
I mean, I have them, but they're in. I mean, I can tell that it's English, but it's like Shakespeare. You understand certain words, and then just lose the rest.
Wow. Wonder if you had a dictionary somewhere. You can learn some of these words.
If it's Shakespeare in English, he's gonna need more than a dictionary. He's gonna need like an old thesaurus dictionary, and
I'm gonna need a chemistry book too.
Yeah. The thing is, it would really surprise me to have Shakespeare in English in a modern day Walther's instruction book.
Oh,
That's kind of weird, but maybe it looked like Shakespearean.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
I had to read Shakespearean for a show once. Like, all of my lines were Shakespearean. Terrible. I didn't even know what I was talking about.
These and thous and thou shalt not.
Well, where does these out go?
Yep. And then you find out the modern version of what they're saying. You're going, wow, that guy was dirty.
Yeah.
What was he going to do to Juliet? Oh my goodness. Just watch the movie and you'll understand exactly what he was going to do.
The best thing is you listen to the British language back then and listen to the modern conversational British language now. And it's worse than ours.
It is. And he's going, I'm 1-to-1 skilled, but I play with Ann.
Yeah, they done got Andy going in ratios now.
My scale has changed a little bit. Yeah, I have lost weight, so maybe it is 1 to 0.75.
Here's the fun.
Well, I'll tell you what, we done crossed the 1 hour mark, so. I guess we'll wind this one up.
Like a clock?
Yeah. Dan, I need you to stick around, if you don't mind.
Ooh, you're in trouble with the teacher.
Nah.
You have to stay after class.
Dan already knows what I'm going to ask him about. So, alrighty. We'll wind this one on up, and it can either be a clock, Bob, or it can be an old Lionel train. I don't care.
Well, it's got one of those keys, you know. In it.
Yeah.
One of the old Marks trains.
Yeah.
Ones that would go around the tree and catch on fire. Just a little oil on them.
Yeah.
now you're talking about the Munsters.
Alrighty. Alright, we'll take this one to the end now. I want to say thanks for coming in tonight. Appreciate everybody being here in the chat too. Next week we got Joe's show coming back in on the schedule again. And I think everybody's going to enjoy the format on that one. They're trying something a little different and new. I think it's going to be enjoyable. So that'll be next Wednesday night, September the 19th at 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern time. So be sure and tune in for that one. Let us know what you think about it. Alright, so we'll see you later. Those on the East Coast, around the Carolinas and Virginia, put your waders on. It's getting wet. Even me down here, I'm supposed to be getting some rain out of that thing too myself, so won't have to deal with the wind so luckily. So y'all have a good weekend. We'll see you next Wednesday night, 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern time.